Hi, this is Carolyn Gjerde, Team Lead Technical Analyst here at Creospark, and I wanted to just give you a quick walkthrough on what it's like to create a Power App using Copilot. Just a quick note that Copilot in Power Apps is not part of the Microsoft 365 Copilot. It should be included in your current environment, and everyone should be able to access this whether or not you have that Copilot licensing. So let's start off and create a quick app today. Let's create like for a business analyst, let's create an app using Copilot. So the idea behind this app is it's really like it's supposed to make you think that like no matter what your role is in the organization, that you have the ability to create just some nice little applications and help with business transformation. So let's create an requirements app for a project. So the prompt says, what should the app collect, list, or show? So let's type create a requirements app, and let's just see what it does here. So the first thing it's doing is it's creating the table for the application. And the one thing to note is that it's not creating a table in SharePoint, it's creating it in Dataverse. So with Copilot, I didn't find an easy way for me to tell it create an app inside SharePoint. So right now, if we're going to use this Copilot, it is going to create uh, an app in Dataverse, which is a great tool to use. But just know that when you create a Dataverse table, your app is not covered under the regular Microsoft 365 licensing. It does require premium licensing to access if it's not you. So it came up with a requirement ID, a title, a description, priority, and status. So that's really close to what I want this app to do. But I'm going to add a couple of more columns. So here's some suggestions on like language to use for prompts for columns. So let's add a requested by. I want to know who requested that particular requirement. So I'm going to say add a column called requested by. And then in a moment, it created another column. It created it as a text column, and I think that's fine for now. We're not really trying to track using like a person column, like who made the request. And then let's add another column. Add a column called in scope that uses a yes/no data type. That might be kind of good for us to track. Is this requirement in scope? Is it going to require a change order? And see, you can see up top here that it added a yes no column. These are a choice column, so that's great. And let's add one more column. So um, we're tracking these requirements, but how do we know that we've actually implemented it? So let's add a column called outcome solution. And this is going to, because I haven't specified, it's just going to create another text column. And just one more. Let's add what the type of requirement is, right? Because with business analysis, we have multiple types of business requirements. And it's also important when you're creating the Copilot part that you get all of your data structure in place, because we're gonna be building the app just on the data structure. So let's add a choice column. It's going to be a choice column called requirements type with using the following choices. So we want business requirement, functional requirement and non-functional requirement. Let's see how it does there. Okay, so now we created a choice column. We have business requirement, functional, non-functional. Okay, so now I'm happy with my data. And again, it's really important that you get your data the way that you want it before moving on to the next step. And then let's just click on Create App. So now it's in the background, it's working on the Power App. And the next thing that we see is going to be a working Power App. So give it just another couple seconds for it to finish setting everything up. Again, while we're waiting for this to set up, again, the way it comes out of the box is a premium app. Just to be aware of that. So if your organization already is using premium Power App licensing, it's not a problem. If this is something only a couple people are going to be using on the team, then maybe you just have to license those people. But just be aware that if you're using this feature, and I'm again like this is really aimed at people that trying to get more people to use this, that it does require a little bit of additional licensing. And I'm just going to change the theme. That's the only thing I'm going to do right now to the actual Power App. I'm going to change it from this soft blue to a little bit darker blue, just a preference. So I'm going to click on that. It changed it to this little darker blue. And then I'm going to preview the app. See, we have a fully working app here. I can add a new requirement. I'm not going to add a whole thing here, but you can see it's here. I'm going to add REQ 07 and then click enter and see we have a new feature here. We can go into one of these and edit that. It's a fully working app. So I close this out, but one of the really important things to remember is that after you've used Copilot, after you've created your app, make sure that you save the app, because until you save it, it's done this work, but it hasn't actually saved it to your Power App gallery. So that is a really quick tour in about 7 minutes of how to set this up, and you have a working Power App. And really the idea is that anybody in any part of the organization can create these fully functional apps with just setting up your data and clicking create. So hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for your time.